there's very little that I can tell you about the boat that it doesn't say better itself or the essay. But what I can tell you about is pieces of making the boat and some of the symbols that are incorporated into the boat. As to the making, there are actually very few sketches. That boat was dreamed into being. It took 14 years to do. I think it was internalized until it became a memory in the blood. And so I would be working on it and just look. And then, if it worked, it happened. And you couldn't make mistakes, and you couldn't go back. It was like playing chess in 3 dimensions. And it was nerve-wracking. So the 14 years, sometimes there were spans of time where I couldn't work on the boat because I couldn't find the space. And that's when I worked on the small parts of the boats, the bones, the strings, the black beer. And of course there were snags. It took me 3 years to get the stench out of the bones. I mean, they were hanging in an oil can in a forest over a fire with me stirring them. It was right like the witches scene out of Macbeth. But it be as I dreamt it, so it began to dream itself. And it's turned out more than I could have expected. So, as to the energy of the boat, from the very front, all of those lines pull you back in a succession. The lap strakes are bowed. The mahogany piece catches you, pulls you up into the ribs, and the ribs are at angles that bring you down, and the energy goes up and pulls you up to the head of the cello, where there is an exaggerated spiral out. The cello head at its width is about that big. And that spiral is the symbol of life's journey. So you go round the spiral, and the strings, which are actually the color of the last chakra, they glow ultraviolet, take you back down through the ribs and across the floating black beer. If you look at the picture of the black beer, you'll see there is a ruler that runs around the edge of the black beer, and that is intersected with dice. So that ruler was cut at random, and the dice inserted in the cuts. And to me that symbolizes that all art, and indeed all life, is chaos cut by order, order cut by chaos. And so the strings continue. You go through a spirit level and up into the hull of the boat. When it is on display, the boat actually, the tip of the boat is 6'4" above the base of the boat, so that you can look up into the hull. The strings take you through different stations. So it is a rebirth via bone, and then the strings continue to the very tip of the front of the boat, where there is what is called a mandorla. It's where 2 circles intersect. It's an almond shape. The mandorla is where heaven and earth meet. That almond shape is also the symbol of the Vesica Pisces, the eternal feminine. The eternal feminine for me is life longing for itself. So that's some of the mysteries of the boat. The question I get asked most often is, can you play the boat? Yes, you can. You have to go to it, and you use your soul. Enjoy.